Okay, we're gonna bring in Jen. Oh my gosh, here she comes.
Hi.
Jen Gray, it's so exciting to meet you. Oh
It's
my
nice to
goodness
meet you.
gracious. Yeah. How are you
I don't know where to
doing?
look. Like you're here on
I
mine,
know it's
but
so
like the camera's
strange.
there. So
Well, then if
sorry.
I look at my camera, this is me looking at my camera, but makes me look like I'm up. And then this is me looking at the bottom of my camera. So like I know that looks like I'm looking straight at the camera, but and then this is me looking at the screen. So it's just like,
Yeah.
come on, seriously? you
Yeah. I
know,
don't know. So I'm just, I'm looking
na-
somewhere. So
nature of the beast, nature of the beast. So how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
crazy. How about you?
yeah, yeah. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I know you were just at a book signing recently.
Yes, I was at Sweetgrass book event in Charleston. So that was super fun.
It,
Anything that Southern Bells puts on is amazing. Don't know if you've ever been to one of their signings. So
I haven't. No, I
yeah.
haven't. Um, so is that like when you said Southern Belle and you said Charleston, is that a bit of an accent that I hear from you?
I'm from Tennessee. Yes.
Yeah, okay. You like
Yeah.
how I slipped into an accent when I said that? Is that a little bit of an accent that I
Yeah,
hear?
it is. It is.
Or
So
what part of Tennessee?
I am in Chattanooga. So if you don't know where
Okay.
that is, I don't know if a lot of people do. I'm essentially right in between Atlanta and Nashville. So,
Okay. All
yep.
right. Cool. I went to it's a little bit further than that. I went to college in Banner Elk, Boone, North Carolina, which is on the
Okay.
border of Tennessee,
Okay.
and so more like Bristol area, Tri
Yeah.
Cities. Yeah. So I spent some time there, and then I have
Yeah.
family from Memphis.
Okay.
So
Now
yeah.
Memphis is a little bit of a drive for me.
Is
So
it really?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Are
yeah.
you are you being in Tennessee? Are you an Elvis fan?
Sure. I don't
Okay.
dislike him. Like back in the day when I was a kid, I watched all his movies, like it's a Southern thing to do. But yeah, he's not my favorite singer. Sorry.
It's okay. You just have to be. It's not like a prerequisite to
Yeah.
life.
I
So
don't
I just
know.
was
Some
curious
might
who's from
disagree.
Tennessee. Yeah, well, people get, people are
Yeah.
funny. So, anyways, okay, so I have seen you around for a while. You are a big, big best-selling author, Missy. How's that
Oh,
feel?
uh, weird. Yeah, I just write. So that's what I do.
You just write.
I just
Yeah,
write.
well, that's good. So
Yeah.
how long have you been writing for? And then what made you start writing?
So I released my debut in December 2017. So it's been a hot minute. Sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like I've been writing for as long as I have, but I have. And so that story was actually I didn't know what I was writing. I was really clueless starting out, like clueless. But it was actually a fantasy romance, even though I didn't know it at the time. So
Yeah,
there you
okay.
go. But anyways, so yeah, I released that there. Didn't know what I was doing, so it took a while. But and then I had to keep my full-time job, of course. But anyways, at the time, so I read so much growing up. And I always wanted to be an author, to be honest. But I always thought, like, I'm horrible at grammar. I can't do it. And then getting involved in the indie community, because I got, like right when the indies started coming out in 2012, 2013, 2014, I got sucked into the world. And I realized, hey, there's editors that can help me with that. So anyway, so here I am, I don't even know how many books I've written, but 50, 60 books later. So yeah.
You've written a lot of books. What were you doing before you were writing? Or if you can say,
Uh,
like, what was you
no, I
doing?
can. I was an accountant for 16 years. Well, I mean,
Wow.
that's including when I was writing while still doing the accounting thing. And sorry, I got distracted by a comment. I get distracted easy.
Squirrel.
And yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And so
So, one
that's
second.
why I
It's
have a
getting, sorry,
no,
it's
no
getting
worries.
dark in here. Oops, sorry. It's
No, no worries.
raining outside. So I had
Ah,
to open to get more. I use all natural light because of being in Florida. It's easy peasy. So,
gotcha. No, not where I
anyways.
am. I can't do that. I actually have the camera light that you suggested. Anyways, so you should do affiliate links. But
Yeah.
um anywho, I don't remember where I was going. But yes, I was an accountant. I was actually
Sorry.
former CPA.
Okay.
Yeah. I am not an active CPA anymore. So
Yeah. No, but because you're a full time author, you've written
I'm a
over
full
50
time author.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what series are your most well known, would you say?
Oh, that's hard. Not that sounded very arrogant. That's not what I mean.
Oh
I
no, they're your
released,
babies.
yeah, they're what really kind of started traction for me was Bloodshed Academy. Um, it's when like things started changing for me from a career wise, writing wise. But like it's still me, but not. The thing with writing is you always are improving. So when you read your older books, you want to rewrite them, but at some
Yes.
point you can't rewrite the same stuff over and over. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
But I would say probably I did the Shadow City world. So Broken Mate, I've met a lot of readers that way. Dustin Mate has done well. If you can't tell, there's a theme to most of my book ones because I write fated mate tropes. Don't
Fated
know if y'all know
mates.
that.
Yes, fated mates.
Okay, somebody
Yep,
just
yep.
answered 58, almost 59 books is what I've written so far. I don't know who counted for me because it said Facebook user, but thank you.
I know.
But anyways, and then Wolfmate is currently out, so it's kind of easier with the newer releases because Amazon helps you get a little more traction with it organically than the older stuff that you have to push with advertising. So that's kind of where I am.
Yeah.
And then I actually started a new pen name. Oh wait, hold on, this is in my group. Never mind. I forgot I was live in my group. So, anyways, I started a new pen name in Contemporary Sports Romance.
I did that, by the way.
Huh?
This is the first time I've done that, by the way,
Yeah.
for one of these where I've gone live in the authors group as well.
Oh, cool.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went live in the Twisted Sisters group when I was at FFB. I don't know if you know that I went to FFB in England a few weeks ago, and Caroline Peckham, Susan Valentine, I can never say her last name.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I went live. Some people know who they are, but
No, that's fine. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, if you're on TikTok, you know them definitely. So
you know who they are. Yeah. Or Kindle Unlimited too. If you look at Paranormal Romance or Romance Fantasy at all. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know.
You were talking about fated mate tropes. Your fated mate tropes. Why did you start writing fated mate tropes?
Well, because everybody wants a soulmate, right? Like that's one of the universal fantasies. There's always that one person that was just made for you out there. So, and then writing wolf shifters. I mean, I read other critters, but mainly wolf shifters.
Mainly wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. Fated mates just made sense. So I enjoyed that.
Yep. Yeah. And any reason why wolves more than anything else, or you just?
No, well, I do branch out a little bit. Like I'm actually writing a romantasy for my next one after Wolfmate's done. I started that. So I do try to branch out sometimes, but like wolf shifters, I don't know. It's my first love, I guess. So I always go back to them. So
yeah.
No. And I'm comfortable writing them.
Yeah, you know them. And
yeah.
So do all of your series, like, are they all in the same world or are they different worlds? No. Do they use all the same rules?
No, not necessarily. Shadow City, that is a huge world. That's 16 books. I tried to make it where you could come in at any, because some people just don't like vampires, because it was like angel, wolf, vampire, demon, wolf, because if you have angel, wolf, you have to have demon wolves, and then angel, and then I ended it with angel wolves, which I called Silver Wolf in that world. But there's 16 of those books in there. And then I have Bloodshed Academy loosely, or well, it does tie into half-breed. It's like the generational thing. It's one of their kids in the half-breed prison. And then Wolfborn and Hidden King feed into each other, and then they tie in at the very end of Shadow City.
Okay, cool. So, awesome. And you have a new book that is coming out or has came out, The Wolf. They're all wolves. I'm trying to remember the name.
Most. This one, is this what you're talking about?
Yes. That one. That's the one you're giving away in the group.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So for anyone watching, there's still time. She's giving away a signed paperback of that and a book box package to a member in the FanGrrrl Romance Rex group, and we haven't chose the member yet, so there's still time. So go in the group and comment about her books and post about her books, and we will look at you potentially to win the prize. Okay, sorry, that's my little.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so that one is actually about forbidden love. She's actually not a wolf shifter, but she's fated to the prince of the wolf shifters, so they can't be together. So that's a forbidden mate, kind of rejected kind of feel to it. So
Yes.
But my stories
Okay.
always have a happy ever after, y'all. So it's going to
That's
be okay.
good. That's good. And how about the spice and the steam? How do you?
Yeah. How do you answer that? Everybody has their own. What I like to say, and I don't mean anything. I don't mean anything rude by it because, sorry, the comments, they keep distracting me. I'm sorry. Because I read all the stuff, but I have steam. I have spice. It's not fade to black. Somebody just said
Like,
analyze people for
she
fun.
analyzes people for fun.
I do call a lot of people. Google probably has me on so many watches. It's not even funny with what I research, but that's okay. I don't know. I got distracted, but anyways, there you go. I hope I answered it. So
yes, I think so. I got distracted as well. So I'm not sure where we are.
I don't know where I was going.
Oops,
So it is
sorry.
steam level. It is not fade to black.
Steam
It
level,
is not
yes.
closed door. That's how they complete their fated mate bond is through that. But it's not, if you're looking for super details and like an instruction manual, if you will, I'm not that gal.
Yeah. You're not.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not fade to black. You said it's not closed door, or it is fade to.
It's not. It is not.
So
there's some. It's just, it's steamy. It's just, if it's hard to answer that because there's people who write clean and there's people who write very spicy.
Yes.
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So like so the way I think of it is like there's like a percentage of the book that's spiced in some of these books, right? So yours would probably be a smaller percentage of the book, maybe.
Well, the first book definitely. There's normally one, maybe two.
Because it's a slow burn, right?
Well, because they can't get together easily.
There's got
to be some tension, right?
Oh yeah.
And then book 2 and 3, 3-ish, maybe 4, depending on how it goes. But they're not overly long. I don't know who Facebook user is, but Steam is good tension, lots of growls, but not too graphic, but it's there, is what they said.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Somebody said PG 12-14 rating. So there you go. It's like Vampire Diaries, like think of it like that if you watch the show.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm just happy when it happens. When I read a book and there's all this angst and this tension, and then we get to the big moment and then the door shuts. And the next day she's like, oh, that was the best night of my life. I saw the stars and the sky. And it's like, I wanted to be along that journey with them. I mean, not that that's creepy or anything, but like you get so invested,
I want the stars too, dang it.
Yeah, I want the damn stars too.
Yeah, I hear
you. The stars.
Yeah, you get the stars. There you go.
Oh, I love it. That's great. That's great. Your covers are actually really pretty too on all your books. I always know when it's a Jen Gray book when I see it on the bestseller list.
Oh,
I just think they stand out.
No, thank you. I mean, I wish I could take credit for it. The only thing I can take credit for is the people I employ to do them. They are the real magic wielders. So they're beautiful. They're beautiful covers. So I think so
what
too.
would so you said you think of yourselves in the beginning as like a romance fantasy, the very first book you said that you wrote. What about now? How would you class all of your series today?
So honestly, what I would consider it is urban fantasy romance. It's not true urban fantasy. It's not true paranormal romance. It's a blend of the two. So the romance is as much as important as the plot.
I feel very intelligent right now because that's literally how I think of your books, from what I know of them. And I literally think that it's a cross between urban fantasy and paranormal romance. It's the two kind of combined together. It's action-oriented, streamlined, first-person writing.
Yes.
And then the romantic plot line is significant, but so is the non-romantic plot line. So,
correct. But they also feel like if they didn't have the fated mate, the plot wouldn't be happening. And if the plot, they're dependent on one another. Yep.
It's a driver, right? But whereas with like true urban fantasy, the romance is completely the subplot line, right?
Yep.
And
if at
a lot of those don't have steam. Yeah, a lot of those don't really have steam either.
Some don't even have. And now, all of my stuff from Bloodshed Academy on have that vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? What's on the horizon in the book world?
I just I'm sending the last book in the Forbidden Mate. So this world, it's 3 books. I typically write trilogies. So I just sent that to the editor. I'm writing chapter 2 today, finishing up when we get off here. A romantasy that I'm actually writing. It'll still feel like me because the person's going to have been grown up on Earth, just because I want to stick true to my brand. But it's going to be Fae and dragons. So
Fae and dragons. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And the so, and I don't have it in front. I don't have the name memorized, but it is the one for the thank you, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I don't know, but I do know. Yeah, show it again so everyone can see the cover. Right. So she doesn't I'm just trying to remember. So she like have some kind of anxiety thing where things kind of shake when she gets upset and she doesn't really know. Like, how did you come up with that?
How did I come up with that?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's unique, I would say.
I really don't know. I wanted something a little different, but also, thank you, Amy, for putting Amy R. That's so nice. Sorry. She says Facebook user and then she put her name. Anyways,
it's supposed to allow them access to do it, but so far I just switched over to Restream and so far it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
I used to use StreamYard, but Restream is so much superior in every other way.
Yeah.
So I just got to do a support ticket with them or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyways.
Yeah. But I really don't even remember, honestly, how I came up with that idea, but I wanted something different. I do remember that. And I didn't want her to be a witch. I wanted her to be like, sorry, that might have been a little bit of a spoiler, but I wanted her to be something unique. And so, yeah. So I was like, and I know how her power works, but you really don't understand it until book 2 or 3. So I don't want to give it away. But yes.
Yeah, don't give away.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool, And then like there's different guys in it. So it's kind of like, which guy is the one, right? Don't you have like, I've had people tell me about it. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I've had people tell me about it that love it. So I'm just like, there's a bit of a bully romance factor too as well.
A little bit.
Like she has a bit of a tough background.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't fit in. She was bullied as a child because weird things happened. So it was more like people were, how people are always afraid of what they don't understand, that kind of situation. Yeah. I mean, if you were around someone and every time they got upset, something broke or the ground started shaking, you'd be a little weary of them too. Let's be real. So, and she has affinity to animals. So she actually helped an animal, and that's how she got this random acceptance into the school where she stumbles upon a supernatural world. And most of my books do have a group of friends, normally 3 or 4 guy friends that are really close. Like Destinate has the same kind of theme because it's just like, because the alphas are gonna and the betas and stuff are gonna be together, and so there's a lot of angst and tension. Yeah, this does have a little bit of thing, and he even is kind of mean to her at first, trying to fight the connection,
the pull, the angst. Yeah,
because they're forbidden and she's human, and so
okay. So I know most of your readers, and you write for MF, right? MF,
yes,
books, Fated Mates, all that. But when you just said that sometimes you have a few of the guys there, have you ever thought about branching off at all, or no? You're just you're an MF Fated Mate girl.
I am gonna. So Janelle Gray Brand is male female. Fated Mates. I did write Reverse Harem at one point under a different pen name.
You did?
I did. And it was a co-write with someone, and we just didn't get it finished, but the first book, two books were published. So yes, I did do the Reverse Harem thing one time. And just male female feel more. It's like one of those things. I feel more comfortable writing about what I know as a person.
Yeah, of course.
So that's kind of where I am. So
yeah. No, I only thought of it because she said most of them has like a guy with their friends.
Yes.
Then, my brain just immediately goes, oh, a guy with the friends.
Yeah. And one thing I've learned from all my stories is you got to make sure they all get mated off by the end of book 3, or people are going to want you to continue the story.
Like, and you're ready to move on, right?
Yeah, it's like I've done my 3. Yeah,
you don't need a 12-book series.
And I did the 16-book thing, and I'm going to tell you, it killed my muse. It did. So I love the world. But when you do a world like that, and I don't know, they're great. It's fun. You get to know the characters really well. But then when how did they smell again? Or like, what did they do in book 2 that I probably need to reference? in book 16, to follow it all around. And
Okay.
then all the plot things that you've got to make sure you get wrapped up. It was intense. So I needed to take a break. So
Yeah, it's so funny because I hear, Amy says, I thought it was an RH at first, Amy
yeah,
R.
sorry, it's not. It's all right.
No, it's fine. I mean, I
Yeah.
love MF books just as much as I love
Oh,
White
yeah.
Chooses. I think I like to bounce
Yeah.
around, because I'll read a bunch of White Chooses and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for an MF, and I'll read a bunch of MFs and I'll be
Yeah.
ready for, so it's just fun to bounce around.
And I'll even
Um,
bounce to contemporary sometimes.
Me too.
Obviously,
Me too. Yeah.
I like them
That's
all. Yeah.
That's actually why I started the other Facebook
Yeah.
group for the edgy contemporary, for that same reason. Because it's like when you bounce around like that, then you appreciate what you're reading so much more.
Yep.
Because you're not like jaded to reading
Yes.
so much of the similar stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need a break. You just need to read
You
something
just
a little
do.
different, Sometimes you need
just do.
fantasy, sometimes you need real world, It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need TV.
Yeah.
Like I read so much. Every now and then I'm like, I need to watch a Hallmark movie tonight.
Yeah.
I need something completely different from vampires,
Yes. I hear you.
just to break it up, So yeah. So that's cool. I think a lot of readers love the long series, but they also love the short series.
Yes.
And I think it's the same thing for authors. And I think authors like anyone else, they just have to mix things up. You just have to mix it up, because it just gets too, I always say personally, I believe you should follow the momentum as a reader. Like, if you're into a book, if you're not into a book, then okay, set it down, pick it up later, because maybe it's just a mood thing. And if you pick it up at a different time, you're going to end up absolutely loving it. And, I say the same thing like to authors I talk to. Like I have a lot of authors say things like, oh, I really want to finish this series, but I really don't feel like writing this series. I really want to write this series. Like someone literally just said it on a spotlight last week. Someone literally said, oh, I've got book 2 I'm supposed to be writing. My fans are, killing me for it, but I really want to write this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, go write that. Your fans will understand. It might be a little bit brutal, but ultimately they'll understand, if they love you and your books. So
I can't do that. Like I can write two books at the same time. Like this is just me as a person.
You have to finish a story.
I have to finish the story, or because not everyone. I lose the headspace of the character since I write like deep first person. Yeah, it's just easier while I'm there. So
do you feel like as you're writing the first person that you really get to know them? Like yeah, okay. I mean, I think you'd say yes, but like it's significant, like you're thinking about them all the time, like even when you're not writing.
Well, or I'm thinking about the book. Yeah, I'll wake up at midnight and think. Yeah, and so I found an editor. Well, I found 4 amazing editors. I use 4 editors. I know I'm weird, but the first one has made me like know the characters before I even start writing the book, like inside out. Used to, I would get to know them as I wrote, but now it's different. So yeah.
So I see your whiteboard behind you. Is that for writing?
Yeah, it is. So and it's mostly clean because I've started a new book. So as I add stuff,
Okay. So if we later on play back of the video, if we zoom in, will we see any top secrets?
Well, this down here is where my kids have put your mom, because they're at that age where your mom is the thing. And then there is a sheet that says "Eek, a wolf shifter," because they've got to make fun of me. And then up there are notes from Forbidden Mate. But I erased all the spoilers because I've got to start plotting, like keeping track of the romantasy that I'm writing. So fortunately, we came out at a good time. So even if you zoom in, you won't get anything.
Got it.
Now, if we had this in 2 weeks, that would be different. Yeah.
Remind me to get a hold of you in 2 weeks and do a live.
There you go.
Anyways. Oh, well, Jen, this has been awesome. It's been such a pleasure because you and I have talked a lot over the past year and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Just probably you've done so many giveaways in the group, like you really have. With the thank you, ma'ams, and I appreciate the support so much. I know the members love it. So
no worries.
Anyways,
I like to do things like that for readers. So.
Well, we appreciate it for sure. We do. So, okay. Well, I'm gonna pull you off, and then we're gonna start the panel. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Yep.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Hold on.